Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, happy to get an epic steam train, and of course I'll give you a progress update on the first competition in this airport event. There is a new competitor that actually overtook Coolman and is really closing the gap. And I'm not know whether you find this really attractive of this lucky train. Probably it's good that you share with me how much it's selling in your country. For mine in Singapore, it's a couple of dollars. So probably you can drop me your comments and then you indicate the price in your country. Alright. So now I'm just going to give you a quick update in the progress of this first competition in this airport event. As I mentioned, I'll try my best to create more TrainStation 2 videos, but again, it took really a while to get ready all these clips, and after this video I may need to record probably another 10 hours or so of the remaining days for another clip for tomorrow release. So what's going to happen here is really the factory is dried up of raw materials. So I'm actually pondering whether should I be using gems, but I think it's totally not worth it. And also coupled with the fact that I've created a 2000 plain coins gap as I've shown in the last video. Of course, at the end of this video you can see there's already a new aggressive competitor that came in really close. They closed up the gap by about 1000, so it's hot on the heels, and I think I got better work hard to make sure I catch up to make sure we retain that first position, so that we can get that good number of plain coins. Why so? I think we all know. Apparently, I think more importantly, we're gonna exchange all the blue maps as a cap. After we finish that, probably then we can move on. If you have to deciding whether should you be taking the mega box or should you be purchasing any of the train parts directly, I made a video. I mean, if you have not seen it, maybe you can check out in the playlist. But except epic train parts is actually more favorable if you claim that mega box, because it gave a higher numbers, i.e. Legendary, rare and common parts. If you go by the mega box, it's much better. And if you go by the epic, then you should go directly, which means that if you're after epic parts, then you should purchase it directly, because that is the best deal ever. So it's a bit strange, so don't be tricked by the developer. So do check out the video if you wish. It's just a very short 1 minute comparison video, so you can check out my playlist. Okay, if you have not subscribed, please do me a favor, just subscribe and hit on the bell for notifications for a daily TrainStation 2 video. Of course, if you do not want to hit the bell, that's perfectly fine, but only worried that you may miss out the code, the redemption code, given the fact that redemption code do have expiry. So if you hit that bell, probably you'll be able to claim some items from a developer redemption code. Normally it's out every Wednesday and Sunday, but sometimes it's only once a week. Alright, as mentioned, these are the comparison in mega box. You see gets 3000 plain coins, and then the legendary is 500. So just very comparison in terms of how many you can get. Like for example 69, whereas here you can collect just 9 numbers. So if you multiply 9 by 6, because 500 times 6 is 3000, definitely better if you get it through the mega box. But I think the only catch is mega box is by luck, i.e. it's a lucky draw, right? So you wouldn't know what you get. If you get epic, you're losing out. But if you get anything else besides epic, i.e. legendary, rare and common parts, you are actually making a profit as compared to buying directly. So that said, what would be the choice in terms of claiming of the items from the reward path? I think I've shared enough in terms of my desire to get the blue maps. So there are other color maps, but definitely I'll get the blue maps first. Alright, happy to open this 3-star container, and we got a epic train. I'm really happy, although it's as a duplicate, but nonetheless I think it is really good to have an additional epic train. You know, epic trains are hard to come by. Given the fact that I'm very short of epic, fortunately for me, I managed to claim a few 100 keys container for legendary. but epic not so much. So I really wish to get more epic. Alright, so you can see here I've created about 2000 gap between me and Kuhlman, but as I mentioned in the early part of this video, the third person came about and really aggressive, overtook Kuhlman, and now pushing the gap really narrow between us is about 1000 at the end of this video. So back to the claiming of the rewards. As I mentioned, do claim all the blue maps that you can, because blue maps are really hard to get, and based on the number of maps you can from C-Trades, it's really not a lot. But the building requests, i.e. for population increase, you actually know that they are quite greedy for blue maps, so your blue maps is always insufficient. So you can see there, Kick is third currently, but he overtook Kuhlman after a while. So at this juncture, we are still good, but we still gotta really work really tight ship here. So alright, so just besides blue maps, I did mention again, probably it depends. If I really want to upgrade all my epic trains, then I may choose after the blue maps to change all the epics, because I know that's the best deal you can get, right? So but if you're after common parts or rare and legendary, then you may want to try the mega box, because you got 75% of the chance getting a better deal. Only if you're really unfortunate, then you hit on the epic, which is 25% chance of that, which is much lower probability compared to a higher chance of making a profit. Then you may want to hit the mega box, but if you're really after epic, just hit the epic parts directly. Okay. As for the other color maps, they're not really asked for during building upgrades. For me, particularly, I'm not too sure about you, but apparently for me, other color maps I have sufficient, and they're not asked for. So I'll definitely check my balances, but I doubt they have always been asked for. So I will not waste these precious plain coins on them. So I'll rather, after blue maps, I may decide to go for probably the mega box to see get more common parts. Actually, common parts, although you get it on a daily basis, is really insufficient, given the fact that they really ask for a lot of common parts. Everything needs common parts. So if we could, then probably we will change some epics as well. Whether you should change for meta keys, I doubt so. Why so? Because every jobs you do, sometimes you give you meta keys, so it's not really particularly rare. So I'll rather you focus all this precious plain coins into those items that is really appearing to us, right? So I mean, in playing TrainStation 2, you realize certain events got certain things. Just give a quick summary. For major events, most of the time you get 5 trains, 2 legendary, 1 epic, 1 rare, and 1 common. Of course, if you're lucky, you get all 5. If not, you should get at least 2 legendary and 1 epic. Alright, so that's the basics, fundamentals of a normal event. Then you go after gold. Alright, so that's for normal events, right? So this is unlike the other normal events. You should not go for the trains. Trains, you should go at it for a normal event. You should go for blue maps, as I mentioned, then followed by train parts, okay? And then there's this seaport event, which allows you then to claim previous region trains. So that is also for trains. So you got to prioritize what you want for different type of events. So for me, trains is not normal events, and from seaport events you get previous region trains, and then the airport events is definitely get blue maps and train parts. That's about it. So generally you should classify your target and strategize it so that you can get the maximums out of these events. Alright, so I hope it is clear for you. Right now, without further ado, let's check out the interesting, what they call it, the lucky train. For me, I've already got all these trains, and you know me, I'm free to play. I wouldn't spend a single cent, so definitely not for me. But I want to show you because it's interesting. I think different country will have different price tag. For Singapore, it's about $5.98, so about a couple of dollars, about $6. Probably it is interesting if you could share with me like how much it costs in your country. If you don't mind, just indicate the country and then the dollar value, so that everyone who has taken a look at this video could have the right sense of roughly how much they are paying for, and whether are they overcharged or undercharged in the country. Alright, so it's just interesting for me to find out as well. So please do me a favor, don't mind, just put it in the comments box. Thank you. Alright, so we should have able to Yep, we should have enough for that, the amount of glue. But again, um, I think it's good to always to prepare more, just in case we gotta wait for it. So we have sufficient for one round of dispatch right now. So nonetheless, it's still not the maximum required. So I think better not to run the risk of trains idling. So always prepared. That's what I mentioned for this, or even any of events. You should always prepare your items. Do not leave your trains idle when they come back. So that's what I normally do. All right. So as expected, one star container most of the time are common, and you know me, I'm now trying to exchange it to common parts. Given the fact that we have quite a number of commons already after being in Canada for about 33. Oh no, so 39 levels. It's quite fast. I mean, because I'm pushing all the way to 250, waiting for my additional dispatcher is really tiring, but at the same time longing. So I do really wish to get my hands on the additional dispatcher soon, because with that definitely increase my chances of winning. Now it's just with 7 dispatcher is a bit stretched sometimes, when you know that your trains are not back and you're panicky because your items are not ready and your competitor is chasing up. So this is quite impossible. But with an additional dispatcher, please, provided you have a Harry as well, so then you have 9 dispatcher without spending a single gem. And if you decide to spend some gems, then you have 10 dispatcher, and if you spend some more gems, you have 11 dispatcher. That's perfectly very well displayed of trains, and you know that very quickly you should be able to accomplish all your needs. So if you are fighting with 11 trains vis-a-vis people who have on 6 or 7 trains, you know your chances are almost double. So but of course that's spending a lot of gems for events. So why do I spend that? It's because apparently I needed some of those rewards. Besides rewards, definitely then the VP, they call it the VP, which is the headquarter points. Going up to the next level, then I may be able to claim a good number of common parts. So besides claiming the common parts, there are other rewards. Sometimes they give you a good number of gems. So it depends what's coming next after I upgrade my headquarters to the next level. You can see here, sometimes you're in luck. They may even ask for things that you can grab straight away from the factory. So it's really important that you should have all your factories done up, which what I meant is not your core factories, but rather the timber factory, the flour factory, gasoline factory, your metal, steel factory. So all these factories are really crucial, because if you do not complete them, of course you couldn't progress beyond that map, but also you will not be able to compete well as compared to the rest of the players who have already completed those factories, because you need time. For example, to make steel, you need to collect coal, iron, and then go to the factory, and then you generate it, right? So if you have steel the factory directly, you can just grab it. Same likewise for timber, flour, and gasoline. So it is pain, but it is really critical that you must do those factories as soon as possible. Alright, coming towards the end of this video. At this juncture, collected about 7180 plain coins. I'm not exchanging for anything yet, so probably in the later part I'll do an exchange, and probably I could share with you what I exchanged for. Like I mentioned, the priority is definitely blue maps first. So couple of things to look at too. I mean, you can see blue maps along the way, and of course the last container. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe, and catch up the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.